Welcome, Gemini, to your May 2021 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you're new, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below, and I will get back to everyone who asks a question. Don't panic if you don't hear from me right away. I do get quite a lot of people taking me up on that offer, and I like to work through them all and give each question the same amount of energy. So hang in there. I will get back to everyone. Now, I must start out by saying, Gemini, that for some of you, this is your birthday month. So happy birthday for all you Geminis born at the end of May. Now, this month is looking very interesting for you, and there are a lot of repeated messages coming through in multiple cards. So I feel like although the messages may seem the same coming through, they're important messages for you to hear. Now, you start out with the energy of the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is one of those cards that talks about you kind of feeling a little bit of boredom in your life, and it's like you've got this wonderful life. There's nothing wrong with your life, but you're if you look at the imagery on the card, it's like you are being handed this cup from the heavens. The hand of God almost is stretching out through the clouds and offering you this cup, and it's almost saying that you might be missing an important message for you because you're so focused on being kind of bored, or you're focused on the day to day, that you're not noticing that others or even your angels are offering you up this wonderful opportunity. And you kind of need to stand back from the situation and look around a little bit and ask yourselves or ask your angels what beautiful possibilities might be around the corner next. Pay attention, because it's like something good is coming your way. And you might even be aware of something good that's coming your way, but perhaps you might dismiss it as not being of any value, or maybe a waste of time, or something that you're not wanting at this time. But when you get the Four of Cups, it really asks you to reconsider, and maybe the option of saying no, it might not be the right thing to say. Sorry, I was just trying to, something that you may have already said no to is actually better than what you think. So take full advantage of any opportunity that might lead you to what you actually want. You could be missing something here, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're looking back at the past, and you're being quite nostalgic in May. And the Six of Cups there is the card that I'm referring to, and this is such a multi-layered card. The meaning of this card is so multi-layered, and this is a general reading, so take what resonates for you and let everything else go. But I feel like the past really seems to be having a significant influence over you in May. And when you get the six, it reminds you to honor the past and be grateful for it and for its beautiful memories, and also to be forgiving of anything that was challenging, any challenging times for you in the past. But this message that I got while I was shuffling your cards and meditating on them is, I feel like something from the past is holding you back. It's keeping you in this pattern that is, you feel is keeping you trapped or keeping you held there. But it's actually only your perception. It's not reality. And I feel like there's a message here for you to release a lot of that stuff from the past. But as I said, this is a general reading, so this might not resonate for all. But this card can also indicate that someone from your past is coming back into your life in May. And it may be someone that you grew up with, or even someone you knew from your early years as an adult. But and this card could even talk about someone from the past that was perhaps a friend, but now might be coming back into your life, and something more intimate is going to eventuate for you in the future. But I really feel like the message of this card is asking you to review the past and see what it is. Are you making it more exciting than what it was? Are you making it more dramatic than what it was? It's quite a lot of stuff here that you are evaluating. But I feel like this is going to be temporary, and it's going to help you move forward in a new way. And you're going to be starting out anew. You're going to be able to move forward if you can release a lot of the stuff that you feel is keeping you trapped from the past. This is quite, it's like you have this, it's an illusion. You're feeling trapped, but you're actually not trapped. And this is the message that's coming through in that Eight of Swords, which I will go into in a little bit. But I just feel like that Six of Cups is talking about stuff from the past that is going to be coming up for you in May. Now, this can also talk about your children, and it can indicate a pregnancy for some of you, or a matter involving your current children as well, or even a sign that the person who, that you might actually work with children or be working with children professionally. But a wonderful message from the Six of Cups is it asks you to remember to be like a child and allow more fun into your life. And, this can talk about receiving gifts as well. It is a very positive card, but the message is definitely something from the past for you is coming up in May. Now, you have the Three of Wands here as well. Now, the Three of Wands is a very interesting card. This is usually the card that talks about your ships coming in. So you've put in some, you're in this kind of, again, this is, I did mention at the beginning that there's a lot of repeated messages coming through in a lot of the cards. And the Three of Wands talks about a time to pause and to reflect. And I feel like this is part of that energy of the Six of Cups here, where you are reflecting on the past and what's happened to you. And this card actually talks about successes that have been very encouraging and uplifting that are going to be coming through for you in May. And not everything has actually presented itself yet. Not all of the rewards and the efforts from your past have actually presented themselves to you now. And this is the time when your ships are coming in. Things from the past are going to be coming in for you. So there's no need to wait for them to actually arrive. You can begin to plan and planning and for the next phase. And you are going to be absolutely doing this, Gemini, because this then leads into the Six of Swords, which is you moving on from a certain situation that perhaps was a little bit tumultuous, it was a little bit difficult. You are pondering a lot of stuff from the past, a lot of energy and effort, a lot of passion from the past as well. And you're looking at that. You're seeing the results of your past efforts as well, in terms of love, in terms of work, in passion. And this is allowing you to move forward, move on. And if there have been challenging times there, you can know that you are on the move and things are going to settle down and really be positive. And it always is, it can be a little bit painful to move on, but what the Six of Swords talks about is expressing gratitude for the beautiful memories of the past and to be forgiving regarding challenging times as well. And this is kind of similar to, you've got 2 sixes in your reading and 2 eights, which is very, very interesting. And the sixes are cards that bring harmony. And if you get a lot of sixes in your reading, or 2 or more, I would say, it should bring a smile to your face, because it is talking about contentment or even joy. And sixes kind of talk about a resolution to a lot of things. So the Six of Cups talks about a resolution to any emotional things from the past. The Six of Swords talks about a resolution to any stressful, worrying thoughts or ideas that you've had as well. It's an ending to any of that stuff. And there is this desire to reflect on the past. You are doing a lot of this in May, Gemini. You really are. But as I said, you are moving forward. You are not, there's an end to any challenging times. And it's the Six of Swords is like a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you have been worrying about things, just let the stress fall off your shoulders. Let it fall away, and you can see the light of a brand new day when that Six of Swords comes in. And you've got the this can actually even talk about taking a trip. It can be physically traveling, moving, and specifically traveling over water or by water. And it can also talk about a metaphorical journey in your life. And so many cards, again, as I mentioned, are mirroring this message. You've got that Eight of Swords here. Now, the Eight of Swords looks like a very troubling card. You see a figure tied up, standing in a ring of swords, blindfolded. But what the Eight of Swords talks about is actually, it's an illusion. You feel like you've got a lack of self-confidence, and you feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're going nowhere. But what the angels and the heavens want you to know is they want you to break through any unhealthy illusions that you've got. You're not actually trapped. It's not true. There's always a way to free yourself of situations that you're not happy about. But you've got to believe in yourself, Gemini. And you've really got to see the truth of your situation and then take action. This is a card, this card also indicates confusion or feeling helpless. But I feel like you're letting that go in May. this is a lot of the stuff that you've been carrying. You are letting, and this is stuff from the past. This is what you're carrying from the past. But, you know, the Fool card is right there as well. And this is the commencement of a brand new journey for you. You can release all of that stuff and you are just on the move, and it's just such beautiful energy in the Fool as well. I mean, there's always the warning in the Fool to be careful that you're not wandering over a cliff because you've got your head up in the clouds, and you're dreaming away. But you are encouraged to take that leap of faith, Gemini. Let go of all of that stuff that's been holding you back and go for it. You can actually do this. There's so many unexpected opportunities that are going to be presenting themselves to you, and there are endless possibilities for you in May to create something wonderful for yourself. You know, you could find that you've got a new passion for a project or something that you are really interested in, and it's almost like problems will easily resolve themselves, and you're going to find creative solutions as well. And this is a card, the Fool is a card of promise and hope and new beginnings. You are on a new journey here, Gemini, if you can just let go of that stuff, that energy of the past. Now you've got the Five of Swords here, and the Five of Swords is an interesting card as well. This is a card that can talk about some, it can be challenging. It can be a challenging card. And again, this is kind of a message that perhaps you can't always see what's best for you. And sometimes that kind of manifests itself as things that don't always turn out the way that you'd envision they would. But it's like the universe kind of knows what's best for us, even if we can't see the path that's laid out before us. So the Five of Swords kind of says it is a victory in a sense for you. This is a card of going through a difficult battle, and it is a victory. And sometimes it's a battle hard won. But you really are asked to refocus your mind and your heart and believe that the situation that you're in, even though it seems like you're struggling and you're battling something, is going to turn out for you in the long run. And this can be a lot of mental kind of stuff, things in your own head, rather than a physical battle. Battling yourself, your own thoughts, your own negative ideas and things like that. You know, focusing on the things that went wrong in the past doesn't serve you, and it only keeps you from moving forward to your eventual happiness. And you know, I do actually see you doing that, because then you have the Eight of Cups, and this is that card where you've realized, you know what, that is the past. That is no longer serving me. I am actually going to leave that behind, let it go, and move on. And you can actually see the figure in the Eight of Cups there in a black cloak, walking up the hill, leaving the rocky road behind and moving on up into the beautiful mountain in front. And again, as I mentioned, you know, 2 8s. And 8s are really interesting. I mean, I'm not a numerologist, so please do look into this further if you are into numbers, or leave comments if you know more about it. But I love looking at the synchronicities. I just believe that this is quite important. And lots of 8s in a reading reflect that there's lots of stuff going on in your life, emotionally, mentally here. And, you know, this can make you feel a little bit stressed, but 8s are an indicator of great progress and activity in your life. And they talk about accomplishment through your own efforts. But as long as you keep your mindset positive, Gemini, the power of the mind is so incredible. And if you think negatively, you can therefore create self-fulfilling prophecies. So be optimistic and allow yourself the rewards and the success to come through to you. All of that stuff that you seek will come through to you if you keep those thoughts positive. And if you give in to fear, that's exactly what's going to happen. Fear is likely to manifest. In the things that you're most afraid of happening, they're going to happen. So, it can seem like a lot is going on, and it can feel very stressful when you get a lot of 8s, but just really embrace the positive thoughts that you have, Gemini, for your future, because you are really going to be moving on in May. There's so much here telling me that you are leaving all of that stuff behind, and you are absolutely going to be changing the way you think to embrace the future. And in saying that, look at your final card there. From the Gateway Oracle deck, that is embracing the future. And I love the specific imagery on this card. It is so beautiful. The colors. The figure is walking through an open door into such a beautiful landscape. And if you look at the mantra of this card, this says, I step into the future with an open heart. And the meaning of this card is, what is expected in life tends to be realized. If you anticipate an amazing, joyous, healthy, prosperous future, this is more likely to occur for you than if you assume the worst. Expect the best. Be open for anything. Imagine your life filled with happiness. Your wondrous future is resting on the horizon of your soul, shimmering and bright. That is so beautiful. The universe wants you to know today is yesterday's future, and in every moment you are creating your future. If you're patiently waiting for the future to bring you joy and contentment, your desired outcome may never arrive. But if you learn to create happiness now, your days will be filled with pleasure and bliss. It's great to have a dream. However, if you don't learn to find satisfaction in the meantime, you may not notice when your dreams come true. The purpose of life is not about manifesting your desires. It's about discovering the inner gifts of your heart and experiencing and sharing joy. Be happy now. Enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Gemini, this is just amazing, because this is kind of what that Four of Cups is talking about. You're not seeing what's being offered to you. You've got this cup of love, of emotion, of fulfillment, of joy right there. But you're so focused on the ho-hum of life and what perhaps you don't have, and not being happy with what you've got, that you're not seeing what's there in the future. But trust me, Gemini, I see in May so much movement forward for you, such a new beginning. You are letting that stuff that's holding you back go, and you are really going to be moving forward and embracing the future. So have a wonderful May, Gemini. I hope that resonated with you. If any of you are into crystals, check out my website at kazana.com.au. There's some beautiful crystal pieces there. These are all one-off pieces only. They are handmade and designed in Australia Australia by an Australian designer. So check those out. Have a wonderful month, Gemini, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.